In this video, I want to talk with you about tracing. So, for tracing, I want to go back to my layers, and I want to add a layer. So if I look inside the layers box, in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a plus. If I click that plus, it gives me a brand new layer, and it's automatically got that gray grid, which means transparent. I want that transparent layer, and I want to make sure that all of my tracing happens on that layer. If I trace right on layer 2, which is what I'm going to trace, I'm going to trace my face, then I can't get rid of anything. It just stays. The photo and the lines that you trace become one thing. So I want to make sure that the lines that I trace are on a separate layer from the actual photograph. All right, so the blue box is around layer 4, which is that transparent layer that I just added. So it should be okay for me to go ahead and start tracing. I'm going to use the pen that's on the left-hand side, the toolbar on the left-hand side, and I'm going to start with the eyes. I always start with the eyes. I'm going to go way up close, and I'm going to trace this in, I'm going to use like a light gray for this, and I want my, let's see, I want to double click on this and choose, I want to choose one of these and just make it really small. Let's go like size 10 should be good. Let's try it. Nope, that's too big. All right, so we're going to go down to 5. 5. All right. So when you're tracing, really look carefully and trace what you see. If you trace all of the lines, you will get something that looks very much like what you can see in a photograph. With a nose, don't trace anything that isn't actually a line. A lot of students make a line that goes all the way around the nose, and that's really not how noses work. There's generally, some lines around the nostrils, maybe around the tip of the nose. I can see the side of this nose, but this right-hand side is not as obvious. I might want to make a little bit of a line here and maybe just a little bit of a line here to show where that nose goes. All right, now I'm going to do the other eye, taking my time to get the shape just right. Get the pupil where it goes, add some lashes. I'll do some kind of sketchy lines for the eyebrow. And then I can go on to do the forehead. Again, I'm only doing lines on the face that I can actually see that there's a line there. I can see a bit of line here on the chin. There's a bit here. There's a little line here, but there's not a line that shows the whole jaw, really. So I'm just not even going to do that. There is a line that goes from the nose down to here that shows the cheek. The most important line in a lip is the center line, and then the rest might be more indicated rather than a full-on line. There's another line here that shows the cheek. So that's the face, pretty well done. I'm going to add some hair. I'm just going to follow the lines that I see for the hair. I'm going to really look at the hair and see if I can pick out some sections of hair. To get that hair shape. Okay, now I'm going to do some of the clothing. Again, just looking at where the lines are. I'm not being as careful now and doing every line really super carefully. But if I kind of sketch in some of those wrinkles, it'll look pretty good. Okay, I'm actually going to go back into layers and I'm going to show you a cool trick. So if you want to temporarily get rid of a layer, you can use the little eyeball that's to the left of the layer. So I want to look at what my tracing looks like without the photograph. So on layer 2, I'm going to click there. And there's my tracing. So now I can see what it looks like. I can add things, I can change things, I can go back into layers and bring my photograph back. But that is a simple tracing. And you can see that you can get things that look quite good when you trace. So I can also look at it on a white background. And it kind of looks like me. So I think that I did a pretty good job with the tracing. Give it a try.